As you start adding more devices, contents, and files to your portal, you will need to start organizing them to reduce clutter and make locating assets easier. In PeakSignage, we use folders to simplify this process. These folders will not only be helpful for organizing your assets, but will later be used when configuring user permissions. While these will be covered in a later video, user permissions, also known as teams, are used for delegating who has access to what. Meaning you can control who can access, modify, and upload new assets, and to where. We find it is best to begin this process early when you are configuring your PeakSignage portal. Now that you understand the basics of what folders do, let's discuss how they are used. In most cases, we either find that folders are used to separate assets based on the location they will be used in, the group they will be used by, or the use case in which they will be used. For example, if you are an organization that has multiple locations or users that will need to modify a specific group of screens and contents, it may be best that you organize your folders and name them after their location. Alternatively, some users organize their screens and contents based on who is using them. For example, you may have a specific set of contents that only your marketing team edits. While everyone has their preference, we find that it is best to organize devices and files based on their location and contents based on their use case. To get started, go to your Devices menu and we will begin setting up our first group of folders. In this example, we will pretend that we are a company with offices in Dallas and Houston. So to begin, click on the red plus icon and select the Add Folder option. In the pop-up, give your folder a name for your first location and then press Save. You will now see that your new folder has been added, but we will have to repeat these steps for our other locations. In this case, let's add a folder for our Houston office. Once created, we will have to move our devices into their respective folders. You can start by control-clicking multiple devices and then once selected, press the Move to Folder icon. In the pop-up, select one of the folders you created and press the Confirm button. You will repeat this process until all your devices are placed in their respective folders. Please keep in mind you don't have to sort all of your devices into folders. But it does help with keeping things organized. As you continue to organize your devices, if you click into a folder and notice you are not able to see all your devices, please remember that you must select My Devices at the top of the Devices panel, and this will take you back to your device homepage. Lastly, besides organization, device folders can be helpful for managing multiple devices at once. If you right-click on a device folder, you will see you have the option to do things such as assign content, unassign content, or update devices. Once we are complete with device folders, we will need to begin creating our content folders. Once in the Contents menu, you will notice we have a few in our portal already. Now, depending on the type of content that you have already created, you may not see exactly what we see here. Because you can create different types of contents such as slides, playlists, contents, and schedules, you can use the navigation bar to filter through them and find what you are looking for. We will select all in this case, but please keep in mind that content folders can be seen within any of these views and organize any type of content. As we mentioned previously, in most cases, people organize their content by either the location or use case. In this example, let's start by creating folders for each of our content use cases. To begin, we will select the red plus icon followed by the Add Folder option. For the first folder, we will name it Birthdays and press the Save button. And for the second folder, we will repeat the same steps and name it Announcements. Like before, after we have created our folders, we have to sort our assets into their respective folders. You can do this by selecting your content. This can be done by either control-clicking or by hovering over your content and selecting the round dot that appears. Once selected, choose the Move to Folder icon and pick your desired folder. Repeat these steps until all your contents are organized. The last step will be to create our file folders. We will follow the exact steps as we have done with our device and content folders. But in this case, we will be labeling them by their location. Start by going to the Files menu, then select the red plus icon followed by Add Folder. We will name our first folder Houston and press Save. We will then do the same by creating a Dallas folder. And once complete, we will move the files into their folders. Like before, remember that you can control-click to select multiple files and then use the Move to Folder icon to migrate them. Once you get used to the process, you will notice you can do this quite quickly. If you have many locations, this may take some time, but usually after setting up your portal initially, you should not have to do this often. Thanks for following along. We'll see you in the next one.